Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Attached Mamas podcast. I'm Sarah.
I'm Mel.
And we're so excited to be here to talk to each other and hopefully some of you about the stories that we wish we had heard when we started our motherhood journeys, what we've learnt, what we're going to bring with us into future journeys. And shall we kick off with a little bit of about us?
Yeah, well, I think definitely. I want to hear from you because, basically we went to high school together.
We did.
And then we lost touch with COVID.
Yeah.
Well, no, before COVID, then we got back together with COVID.
Yeah.
So I want to know Sarah.
Okay.
How would you describe Sarah to someone that you've just met? What's your elevator pitch as a Sarah?
That's a great question. So I'm Sarah. I am a mother to a beautiful 2.5-year-old boy who we're going to call R just for his privacy. I am a wife. I've been with my husband for 15 years. We've been married for 4 years. So many different versions of ourselves in that journey. I work in corporate in a law firm. I've got over a decade of experience in legal in lots of different roles. I am a qualified lawyer, but at the moment I'm working in marketing for a law firm, which I love. Huge things about transitioning back to work after baby. We'll definitely talk about that in a future episode. I don't know what else to say about myself, which is hilarious.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
One, did you always know you wanted to be a mum?
I did. Yeah, absolutely did. It was just something that was just always me. Yeah. And I, for some reason, always wanted a boy. I don't know why. I just imagined this baby, this little dark-haired, green-eyed boy.
Really?
And I've got him. It's like
Your little Harry Potter.
Yes, except hopefully his parents will live and he will not go through so many trials.
Yes, the Harry Potter that should have been.
Yeah.
With a secure attachment.
Yes, with a secure
the potential that Harry Potter had with
Harry
secure.
Potter's potential.
Exactly.
Yes, let's go.
Yes.
But yeah, so our friendship journey, I mean, do you want to do an intro about you and then we'll talk about us?
Yeah. So I did have one more question for you.
Okay, tell me.
Love how comfortable you are talking about yourself. Tell me one thing about you outside of work and outside of being a mum. What's one thing that you love?
Something that I love or a fun fact or both?
Either.
Okay, I love reading and poetry. Mm-hmm. And a fun fact about me is that I cannot sing, but I can rap.
Yes,
and my karaoke song is Love the Way You Lie with Eminem featuring Rihanna. And I become both Rihanna and Eminem, and I don't even need to look at the words. It's just in me.
I have not seen this.
It just comes out of me. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to do karaoke.
We do.
Yeah, once little girl's out.
Yes.
Okay. Good. I like getting to know you. Okay. Me?
Yes. And then
I have always wanted to be a mum. So one of my archetypes is like the mother and always has been since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
Always played the mum role with all my friends. So I am a mum to a 2-year-old little boy that's 10 weeks younger than Sarah's one.
Yeah.
We're going to call him C. And I would say motherhood is a massive part of who I am, and it kind of coincided perfectly with me being a therapist. So I am a counsellor, and I finished my diploma in 2015, and I started seeing corporate clients, then I went to private clients in COVID, and I started seeing a lot of the corporates' children.
Yeah.
And I did do a little bit of couples counselling, and then I was like, no, I can't do this. I didn't have the patience for it. I was like, I can't. So I found that's not for me. I loved working with youth. And a lot of the youth that were coming to me were self-injuring. So we call it non-suicidal self-injury. And I started to specialise in that. So I started doing courses, and I got a supervisor for that. And yeah, so then I started calling myself a relationship therapist, which I meant all relationships.
Yes, just not romantic.
Not romantic,
Yeah.
but because I didn't want to see just romantic couples anymore, I've changed it now to family and youth therapist.
Yeah.
So I'm a therapist. That is one of my hats. It's extremely close to me, youth and children, and being a mum, I think, just reinforces that, and my archetype of being a mum and that nurturing is just like that obsession with helping the next generation. There's so many things that I do.
Yeah, I know.
I sing opera. I tried to be an opera singer, but then again, COVID hit. COVID, I think, changed a lot of things.
COVID just directions.
Yeah. So, just to say a little bit about me is I'm a mum, first and foremost. Then I'm a therapist and a wife. And I kind of do put it in that order only because my clients who are especially young are one of my biggest priorities.
Yeah.
Because they're so fragile in that time when they come to see me. And I think Sven, my husband's okay with that. I've been with Sven for this year, 10 years. 10 years this year. We've been married for 3 years. And we have a little girl on the way that's due in May. And so I'm going to be also bringing up a lot of past things of birth, and because I had a difficult birth and you did too in a different way.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about breastfeeding because my son couldn't latch, so we're going to talk about exclusive pumping.
Yep.
That journey. And I think in a nutshell, that's how I would describe me.
I love it. You're also really fun.
Very, very long-winded
and a
answer.
very loyal and fierce friend.
Aww.
I would say.
Well, now I feel bad I didn't say anything about you. She is too. Yeah, and we're both very similar in many ways.
We are very similar.
I think our husbands get to bond over.
I think so too. All right, let's do a brief background on us as friends. What attracted you to me as a friend when we met in 2010?
Holy begolias. Well, we were very different people.
We were very different people.
But I also think I was like the new kid at school.
Yeah.
And you were in a very small group.
Yeah.
Pretty much not even a group. It was just like you and Erin. To be fair. I don't know if that classifies as a group.
It was a small school.
It was a small school. And I think I was like trying to find where I fit, and you guys just seemed so kind of calm and on the same similar wavelength. Like I was in a very interesting rebellious stage myself, which is also what led me to attachment.
Yes.
And you guys had this kind of like, I get it vibe.
Yep.
I think you guys were like rebelling in a different way.
Yeah.
We were all going through
stuff.
Yeah, we were all going through our stuff, and then we kind of all just kind of met in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I felt. I felt like a calmness and an understanding with you guys.
I love that.
Yeah.
I felt the same, and I think we had a lot of shared interests. Like we both were studying history, and I could just see how passionate you were about it, and I was too. And I just thought you were cool. It's like, who is this girl? I don't know about her. You had a tattoo. I wasn't even allowed to, like, I got my ears pierced when we were on schoolies together. And that was like rebelling. Like, I wasn't even allowed to have ear piercings, and here was this cool girl with this tattoo, and I just wanted to be your friend.
And crazy hair.
Really short hair, which suited you so much.
I had a pixie cut. I'd come to school sometimes wearing an insane amount of makeup.
Yes. You were just cool. You were different, and you were yourself most of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then life just went in really different directions for us. I was at uni. You were modelling actually a lot at that time. We were just in different paths.
We were trying to find ourselves.
We were trying to find ourselves, which is what you do in your 20s. And then we reconnected by chance because of F45 gym. Because
and you were living in the area.
And then we found out we were living 5 minutes from each other. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, here's this person that I hadn't even realised how much I'd missed. And we had that lunch. Do you remember that lunch we had together? Yes. And literally within 5 minutes, I was like, we're back. I was like, we're so back. And it was just been like thick as thieves ever since.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids, and then like getting pregnant 10 weeks apart, both having boys. It's been like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. And even during COVID, just like that, we had this girl chat and we would meet. That was such a special time as well, just with women and girls and bonding.
Yes.
I say girls because I don't in that moment, I just felt like a girl, more than a woman.
Yes. No, I see
could just be young again.
I actually think that is a gift COVID gave us, because I think our friendship, I think we would have come back together after that meeting without COVID. But because of COVID, everything else kind of fell away and we didn't have, we didn't have much going on. And we just started sending each other these ridiculously long voice notes about everything we were doing and where we'd been. And we just got so much quality time because we were in our radius. So I'm actually really grateful for COVID for that.
Yes. And we were speaking with each other every day.
Every day.
Yeah. And not just us two, we had a group.
Yes.
And then it just slowly dwindled down, when life came kind of back to normal.
Yes.
Slowly everybody went back to their own routines, and because we also live so close and our lives are just so aligned.
Yeah.
We stayed in touch. And when sometimes babies make people really separate, we've stayed close. We're very aligned with our values.
I think that's the thing. I think our parenting values are really aligned. I just respect you so much as a mum. I always come to you for advice. Yes, and I think also something that was hard but also helped us is that we both had difficult postpartums but in very different ways. So that I think gave us a lot of compassion for the other, and it was just so beautiful to have someone to share that with.
Exactly. And also we have, not that we ever really talked about it in these terms, but we're now we have the same attachment style.
We do, yes. So shall we talk about why we're making a podcast?
Yes.
Why we even care about attachment? So I think we're making this...
I think we may also have slightly different reasons why we're doing the podcast.
Definitely.
Which is also kind of nice to share.
Definitely.
So why?
So we're doing...
It was her idea.
We're doing this podcast because at some point in November, I had a really bad batch of insomnia and I couldn't sleep at all. And one night when I could not sleep, I just had this kind of moment where I was just thinking about what I actually care about in life and what I'm really passionate about. And the answer was just motherhood and what I want to give to R, and how much I still have to learn, but also how much I've learned. And I was like, I wish there had been more people talking about these things for me. And I also feel like whilst I don't have all the answers, I know a lot of the questions to ask. You've got a fair bunch of answers and we can figure some stuff out together. Yeah. And just talking about these things and having, I think I can think of quite a few different experiences, your breastfeeding one being one, where it's just there was no roadmap for you. No. And if we can be a roadmap for someone going through something hard, that would just be the honor of my life.
No, that's nice.
So why I care about attachment really is quite simple. It's that I want to raise a kid that likes themselves, that hopefully likes me, and that interacts with the world in a really positive way and doesn't have to heal from trauma that I have done unintentionally as a parent. Really, that's it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think that's a massive thing, is our parents humans don't intend bad most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
You could say more than 95% we don't intend bad.
Yes.
Then of course you've got, comorbidities and mental illnesses and things that factor in. But that's also why we can say one just without any mental illness or trauma in their past, severe trauma, does not intend bad.
Yeah. But good intentioned people can cause a lot of harm.
100%. Yeah. And look, that's the thing, is a lot of parents that I see were very well intended. Had big, good intentions. Dear Lord. Pregnancy brain. I don't know.
Don't cut that out. Keep that in.
No, I think we have to just keep that in. It's just it's glitching.
Oh, I love it.
They're going to question whether this is AI or not. Yeah, so for me as well, is when you messaged me saying that, I was like, I would love to do a podcast. I was like, when we find the time to do it, I don't know.
Today.
Yeah, right now.
February.
I'm finally doing it. But yeah, I was like, I love this idea because there's so much out there.
So much noise.
There is, and it's kind of just, sometimes you just want one place to go.
Yes.
So our idea as well is to offer different podcasts and different books that we suggest based off the different episodes that we do.
Yes.
So that if you want to continue learning.
Yes.
Which I actually think parenthood should be. Like, I think parents in our generation now should be learning.
Completely, yes.
You know, we can't just rely on previous generations because we know what they didn't work.
Exactly.
Less there are cotton socks.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
No.
You know? We see that in our children and our teenagers. I see that. And it terrifies me as a mum and as a human. So I'm like, okay, what are the things that we can give people to help make sure that those kids are not in my therapy office?
Exactly.
I want to kind of get myself out of work.
Yes.
I would love to just like help parents so that I don't have to see their teenagers.
Exactly.
I don't need to hear the stories that I hear of little kids or teenagers and the traumas that they have from their well-intentioned parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, that's for me, is like, if I can help in this way, it's something.
Yeah. I completely agree. And I think it's for the children that we are raising. But I think another big thing that we're both really passionate about is mental health of mums and finding who you are.
And parents.
Parents,
like,
absolutely.
Family system.
Of course, yes, yeah. But just, I was so unprepared for the identity shift and naive about how I would be, and it's different for everybody, but we need to just have more conversations about that.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere that we've kind of gone wrong is how, I don't know how you were raised, but I was raised being told by the world, you can have it all and you can do absolutely everything. You are unstoppable. And whilst that is true, you can't have it all at once. Otherwise you'll fall apart. And I'm seeing so many women trying to do everything all at once and falling apart. And it's just, you know.
Because we're not meant to do it alone.
We're not meant to do it alone. We're meant to have a village.
Yeah.
My village is my husband and you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not enough people.
No, and daycare.
And daycare.
We're very lucky with our daycare.
We'll do a whole daycare episode. We are just so lucky. They feel like family at this point.
They are incredible.
They
absolutely amazing.
Care so much. What is motherhood like for you?
I think it's a little bit different for me because, as you said, you weren't expecting it. I was kind of expecting a lot of it because, as I said, my brain's always wanted to be a mum, but to the point of like almost obsession.
Yeah.
That I've been preparing myself for this role my entire life. So unlike you you were very studious and so good at school, I was like trying to teach myself how to sew and thinking one day I'm going to be sewing my kids' socks.
Oh, I love that.
Which literally just recently I had to sew all of my son's underwear because I bought the wrong size.
Oh no.
So I just
was it too big?
It was too big.
The 4 to 6.
So I had to like make them smaller, and I was like, I could return these or I could just sew them all. So I sat down and I took an hour sewing every single pair
Oh my
of undies.
goodness.
But yes, that's what's just like, I think it was a bit different for me because I was really curious. So
and
I
you were an
asked friends.
auntie.
I was an auntie, but not only just an auntie, I was like, I tried to be a hands-on auntie. Auntie.
You were hands-on undies when you sewed them.
I was hands-on with the undies, and I tried to be a hands-on auntie, especially with my first nephew because I had a lot more time. I was younger.
Yep.
And so I asked a lot of questions. I watched a lot. And that didn't prepare me for stuff that happened to me, like an emergency cesarean. No one in my family, at least direct family, had a cesarean.
Yeah.
No one in my family. So I was just like, that's not going to happen to me because no one in my family's ever had that. I prepared for it. I had it in my birth plan, but it just did not cross my mind.
Yeah.
Did not know what recovery was like. Did not know any of that because I just did not think it was on the cards for me. And breastfeeding. Every single woman in my family has been able to breastfeed.
Yeah.
Every single woman I know has been able to breastfeed, at least from close experience. So when I couldn't, it was I don't know what words to use for it, so we'll talk about it in a different episode, but it was like, motherhood for me has been everything I ever wished for, and so much, don't know if you're going to expect this answer, fury and anger that came with it.
Interesting.
I've never been an angry person in my life. I've been more of a sad person. I say that to people and they go, oh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I've had more sadness. I'm not naturally an angry person. So people think I'm Latina, so I yell a lot. I don't yell.
No,
I actually go
you
quiet.
never yell. Yeah. You're not a
If
yeller.
I do, it's because I've like gone, like it's far gone. Because I'm saying that as well, because people who have seen me yell, it's like, that's like a very different side of me that does not come out much.
No.
But yeah, I've had a lot of anger and fury in motherhood, because it's like, I'm angry that you don't have village.
Yes.
You know, I'm angry that I had to figure out the breastfeeding stuff on my own, and that I was not supported.
Despite how many people you went to for help. And that's what I was saying before, that there was no roadmap. Like you sought help straight away.
I saw so many midwives, the midwives at the hospital, and they just kind of made it worse. The lactation consultant that I ended up seeing that was so helpful cost so much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like and I had an amazing pump brand that was like supporting and helping me, like giving me pumps, like giving me parts, you know, troubleshooting, and I still had issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that as humans, we're interesting. That's what my dad always says, and I can't stand it when he says it, but it's true. Whenever I complain to him, because my dad's a psychotherapist as well, he's a psychiatrist, every time I complain to him about a human, he goes, aren't we funny as humans? And I just kind of stand. I'm like, oh, this human is really funny. He's like, no, we're all funny, Mel.
Yep.
We are stubborn as humans, because the amount of times I hear people say, no one ever told me. And I see it as kind of two things. They either told you and you didn't think it would happen to you.
Yeah.
Or you ignored it because it's way too much information. Or B, they didn't tell you because there is too much information. There's too much to tell you.
You can't prepare for every single possibility.
You can't. I couldn't, like, for me to prepare, because even though I did breastfeeding courses.
Oh, well, yeah.
I did birth courses.
Yeah.
I did all of that. I prepared for motherhood like it was a marathon my entire life, and I was still blindsided by things.
Yeah.
Sleep is another thing.
That's a whole episode. We've got a whole episode on that. There's so much to talk about.
But what I'm saying is we're stubborn humans.
Yeah.
We're stubborn.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of nice to be optimistic and to think. Like, I was just talking to someone this morning about there are friends that have just had babies, like just a baby, like a first newborn, first time parent. And the parent's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, the baby's just going to sleep in the crib and, you know, it'll all be easy and fine. And the parent that I was talking to was like, you sure?
Yeah.
And so I've said to my friends who are expecting, I'm like, if your baby sleeps in a crib or a bassinet, they're a unicorn baby.
Yeah.
You know, you may have a Pegasus.
Yes.
So yours is still magical and beautiful. But you don't have a unicorn that sleeps through the night in a crib, bassinet. You can't tell that. Like, you can tell that to a parent. But again, it's our wiring in our brain to protect us to say, that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to have a clingy baby. So you just... And then when it does happen to you, it's like, what's wrong with me? It's like, nothing's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. We don't have the village.
We don't have the village. Such a good point. I find that I think something that is different about our experiences. I prepared in some ways. I did a birth course. I did a breastfeeding course. Like, I did do some prep. But what I just completely failed to do was just reflect on who I am as a person.
Massive.
I've had anxiety my entire life since, like, some of my earliest childhood memories are like thinking I'm going to die because someone has poisoned me or I'm having a panic. Like, in hindsight, it's so clear and so obvious that I should have set up postpartum mental health support for myself. Like, I still can't believe I didn't do that. And because I didn't do that, when I got postpartum anxiety and was just spiraling, I ended up on a wait list for help from Gidget Foundation, who are amazing and helped me so much, but I didn't see them till I was like 7 months postpartum.
Which is
I was on the wait list. I reckon I was probably 3 months postpartum when I went on that wait list, and then it was still 4 months to go and see. And whilst we could have afforded private help, and I'm not quite sure why we didn't, I wasn't in a place to kind of even recognize how badly I needed it. Like if I'd said
you didn't also have a comparison.
If I'd said to my husband, like, I'm really struggling, I need help, like he would have booked an appointment for me that day. Like there was no reason not to. It just...
He may have even nudged you sometimes.
Yeah. And I think for me, like, my word for motherhood honestly is joyful, because R is just like a ray of sunshine. And I know I'm so lucky and he's wonderful, but I just think... And not but, yeah, we have this thing where we don't say but, we say and, because two things are true at the same time. And I really lost myself. I felt like even though I'd had anxiety, I'd done so much therapy, I was in a really good place at the time. I was like this confident career woman who was just like, I could do anything by myself. And then I had this baby and the whole world shifted. And it got to a point where I couldn't leave the house because I was so terrified of all of these possible things that could happen. And I think that's the thing where you're saying you don't know what's normal and what's not. I was the first of my friends to have a baby. Thankfully, you were not far behind, so I had you soon. But I didn't know what was normal. And the doctors tell you at the start, oh, it's blues, like baby blues, it'll go away in a few days. And kind of almost, it's like, oh, but I don't know. It's so hard. Where do you draw that line between a normal postpartum reaction and a postpartum mental illness? And it gets really blurry and it's really hard and people get lost and don't get the help that they need.
I think that's exactly when we shouldn't be disregarding any baby blues.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple.
The more help, the better.
Yeah. Because we're not technically meant to.
Yeah.
Feel that heavy. We're not meant to be that anxious or depressed or sad or blue.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately very common, to the point that I actually don't know any woman that hasn't experienced it, even if they haven't been diagnosed. I have diagnosed them in my own mind. It's like every mum I know has struggled to some degree.
Yes, of course.
I'm not going to say that they have a diagnosis, but they have struggled to some degree. And so then I've heard some mums and some people talk about motherhood burnout, and I'm just like, unfortunately, that those symptoms, those signs just sound like modern motherhood.
Yes, exactly.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Google burnout. That's motherhood.
I know.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah. And this is what I was saying before about how, sure, we can have everything and like be equal, but we can't have it all at once, and we're killing ourselves trying to. And it's okay that we need help sometimes.
Yes, I think that's the thing too, is when you were saying like, you're very independent. I think that's also a massive challenge for career women.
Yeah.
Is this hyper independence and this thing that we have in our culture of hyper independence, especially with our babies. But we're not meant to be independent to that degree.
And just to highlight how delusional I was before I was born, one of our best friends was having a 30th birthday in Mexico. And Rowan RSVP'd no. He was like, obviously we can't go because it's like 2 weeks after I was due. And I was like, don't be ridiculous. I can't go, but you go. Like, go to Mexico. It's going to be fun. Like, I'll be so fine. It's a baby. Like, how hard can it be? Like, what? And luckily he didn't listen to me. But
I'm very glad he did not listen to you.
Like, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So I set us up to fail in some ways by just not understanding how hard it was. It sounds so naive.
Can I actually ask?
Of course you can.
Just for this perspective. Because like for me, it's like, I didn't let Sven travel in the last 6 weeks outside of the state.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I need you around, because I was just really struggling at the end. But I also said you're not allowed to leave the state within the first 3 months.
Yeah.
And we had these big conversations. And like, not allowed to is like this funny thing, but it was just like, I made it very clear to him, like, I need the support.
Yeah.
Because I knew I would be predisposed to depression.
Yeah.
So my question is, Why do you think, for you weren't more curious about those things or explored your anxiety? Or because I'm sure, like, surely someone would have told you that the newborn stage is hard. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
where do you think that came from? Is it that, like, human stubbornness that I mentioned of, like, we'll be fine?
I think it was like, I think I was prepared for the baby to be hard, which is hilarious because I was actually an easy baby as far as babies go. It just hadn't occurred to me that I was going to be different. Right. So we were preparing and getting ready for this baby. And do we have everything that the baby needs? Yeah, we're covered. So it just didn't occur to me that I would be a different person.
You forgot you have
I
needs
forgot
too.
me in the whole equation.
You
Honestly.
you have needs.
And I prepared, the only prep I did for me was like the birth prep.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, then my bit's done, and then it's all about the baby. It just didn't occur to me. I've never seen anyone go through postpartum. And I think in some ways it's actually, if my anxiety had been worse at the time and I'd been seeing a therapist, it would have been helpful. But I was in probably the best spot of my life.
Yes, you were.
You were
like
on
thriving.
such a high. I was thriving. I was literally just like, I'm prepared for the baby. I know how, like, I'm learning how to take care of a baby and everything the baby needs. I'll be fine. But there was nothing that prepared me for bringing home this beautiful baby that was he's a ray of sunshine and slept so well at the start. And I would be the one standing over him, checking his breathing, not sleeping for a minute.
And he didn't cry much either.
And then the midwife came and was like, oh, how's he sleeping? I was like, he's sleeping great. You're not asking the right question.
Yes.
I'm there. I cannot sleep. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I think I just was naive in the impact because
You're uninformed.
I was uninformed, and our culture portrays this idea of the mum that bounces back, the mum that has it all, the mum that's completely capable and doesn't need anything. And I was just like, well, that's me. Like, I'm going to be that mum. And that mum doesn't exist. If you see a mum that looks like that's what's happening, there's support, immense layers of support, to facilitate that.
Yeah, because you said that you didn't have the experience of seeing someone go through postpartum.
Yeah.
You didn't have the experience of seeing, like, the early trenches of motherhood.
Yeah.
I would even say that postpartum extends beyond 3 months.
Of course it does.
It's like...
It's at least a year. At least, yeah.
A minimum of a year.
Yeah.
Let's say just for like 18 months-ish, depending on the child.
Yeah.
But it's, even if you don't have that, like, something that I work a lot in my work is role models. So, yeah, because you didn't have the role models, or even, not even role models, but you didn't have that. When we talk about village, it's also seeing women and mothers go through it.
Yes.
Like, we don't see real birth.
No.
In, like, birth education. We don't actually sit and be with a woman that is pregnant.
Yeah.
Or we don't sit and be with her in postpartum. The way that we do it in other cultures, like sometimes in Latin cultures, which I'm from, there's a lot more like aunts, mothers.
Women surrounding women, yes. Yeah.
So that even though you may not have a direct connection with your family,
you have
it
people.
from women,
Yeah.
like neighbours.
And I
friends.
think, when you asked me before, how did I kind of not know? I actually think in our culture, I'm probably the norm.
Yeah.
And you are privileged in that. Firstly, it's to do with your work, and secondly, you have sisters and a mother that spoke to you about this kind of, a lot of this, postpartum mums are hidden from society. Yes. Like it's this.
Hence my anger.
Yes, it's this celebration of you as a pregnant woman, and then you have the baby, and it's like, now go away and hide until you sort it out, and then come back and you've bounced back and you're perfect again. And I think I love my mum, and we are, we speak, and she's involved, and she's a good grandma, but she's not the most kind of maternal mum. And I'm a very hyper independent, hyper vigilant, like, person. I don't like to show cracks. there are only a handful of people that will see, you know, the inside of me. I'm very like, what? And I firstly, I didn't let people in, but also no one was knocking on that door.
You've never felt safe to show your cracks.
Right, that's sad.
That's secure. That's attachment.
That's attachment, yeah.
So, yeah, the thing about trying to work and be present with our children is secure attachment. When we don't have those role models, or we haven't had that as a child, or we don't have that naturally in us, is our inner child wounds and our traumas and things, no matter how much you work on them, will still arise. In Circle of Security, they talk about that as shark music. So it's like a warning signal in your brain.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
And so it's just all these things of learning about shark music, learning about mine, learning about my husband's, learning about our past childhood traumas and things, and how we can then be the best parents we can in that secure attachment, setting boundaries, which is so important. They cannot be leaders.
Yep.
They want to be.
It's terrifying, though, to be a leader. Like, that,
it can be
terrifying for a toddler to. It's like when
yes, it's terrifying for them to be a leader, and it's terrifying for an adult that doesn't know how to set that healthy boundary.
Yeah. Yep.
And I find that a lot. So, yeah, hopefully this podcast can help someone or even us to have these conversations, because we can't have a conversation with toddlers around. No. So this is like also a little bit selfish of us wanting to just take this time to have an hour conversation.
I mean, how luxurious, a whole hour for us to talk about things other than trucks and diggers. No, I'm really excited for what's coming up this season. So I think more of what we've talked about today, you know, like a deep dive into really the first kind of year of motherhood, our own experiences, our own journeys, kind of what we've learned along the way. We'll tell some stories and recommend some books and podcasts from people that we really respect and that we learn from. And then we've got this beautiful opportunity in real time to track your second postpartum journey, which will be so different. You know, every baby is different, every experience is different.
And with a toddler too, in tow.
And with the toddler. And I'm so excited.
And VBAC, fingers crossed.
Yes, yep.
We're planning VBAC.
Yep.
We're there in our mind.
Yes.
And so that's going to be also interesting.
Yep. Well, thank you for those that joined us for our first ever episode and bearing with us while we figure out how to film a podcast.
How to film it, how to talk.
Yeah. How to not get lost in our thoughts.
Yeah, and stay on the mark.
Stay on the
mark.
mark.
At least we tried.
Yes. And what's coming up in episode 2?
I think pregnancy postpartum.
I think that is the natural next progression.
I think so.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think pregnancy postpartum.
Cool.
See you then. No, I'm joking. We've got this.
We've got it. And you press record.
I did.